You're about to book your family trip and you get to that one part and you ask yourself, do I really need travel insurance? Or am I just paying for a peace of mind for something I will probably never use? Let me be honest. I've bought travel insurance. I've skipped travel insurance. I filed claims and I've also eaten the cost when something went wrong. There was a time I bought travel insurance and the claims process was so much slower and stricter than what people even give it credit for. The paperwork, the timelines, the proof requirements, they wanted receipts for things that other people bought me. Things that I bought years ago. I couldn't tell you where I bought it from or how much it cost. Another time, I just skipped insurance. A delay hit me and I just paid out of pocket because the loss was annoying, but it didn't damage my life. And that's when something clicked in me. See, most people buy travel insurance because they're scared, not because they've actually done the math. So let's simplify this. When is travel insurance actually worth it? And when are you just paying just because you're afraid? See, travel insurance is always sold like this. Be a responsible adult. Make a responsible adult decision. Protect your trip. You know what? What happens if something goes wrong? Trip cancellation, medical emergencies, lost baggage, misconnections. But the reason that pitch works isn't because it sells protection. It sells relief. You said relief from what? Relief from uncertainty, relief from the what if. But there's a question almost nobody asks before adding that to cart. What is the actual financial risk here? And could I personally absorb it if something went wrong? Because if the worst case loss is annoying, but survivable, then insurance is just overpriced. But if the worst case loss is something that actually could hurt you financially, then the insurance actually makes sense. The key is understanding which risk you're actually trying to transfer. A small risk? Oh, they're usually cheaper just to absorb it yourself. But a big risk, that's where the insurance earns its place. Travel insurance policies list a lot of coverages. I mean, they have categories everywhere, but in reality, that's just all noise. Things that you really don't need. There's only really two travel insurance that anyone really needs. Medical insurance, especially if you're traveling overseas internationally, and trip cancellation or interruption when a lot of money is truly non-refundable. Everything else, that just tends to be small payouts with bigger frustrations. Your bag is delayed. You missed your connection. Those payouts don't mean nothing. A flight delay compensation. Those benefits aren't always useless, but they're rarely the real reason someone should be buying insurance. And here's something a lot of people don't realize. Some of those protections, they may already be covered based on how you booked your trip. If you use a certain credit card or you book refundable tickets or you have an airline protection, you might already have the coverage for some of the smaller things or smaller problems. Not always, but often enough, people accidentally buy the same protection twice. So before buying insurance, the first step is simple. Understand what coverage you already have. Because if you don't know what you already have, you can't know what you already need. Let's take these for example. Medical coverage is where travel insurance genuinely matters. I often travel internationally and outside the United States for fun and for business. Now, because your regular health insurance may cover nothing abroad or only a partial amount of reimbursement later, the biggest risk isn't the clinic visit, it's the evacuation. That flight out of that helicopter evacuation, if you injured on a remote island or you need to be transported across the border, that bill can easily reach tens of thousands of dollars. And that's what I consider a catastrophic risk. Now that kind of risk, most people don't want to carry themselves. I don't. So before buying insurance, I check three things. Number one, does my health insurance cover emergencies abroad? My personal health insurance. Does my credit card include travel, medical, or evacuation assistance? And does any membership I have or my employer benefit include any travel coverage? If the answer is no to all three of those, then a simple standalone travel medical policy can actually be one of the smartest purchases that you can buy. Not complicated, not bundled up with all the other things, just protection against the one thing that could actually really hurt you. Now, here's where people often get pulled into spending more than necessary. They don't buy the policy that matches their risk. They buy this big bundle of things because the bundle seems like you're being more responsible. Oh, medical, cancellation, lost baggage delays, easy riders, everything wrapped into this one big policy. But the more categories you add, the more complicated the contract becomes because you don't read the small print. And complexity is profitability. Because the more conditions there are, the easier it becomes for misunderstandings to happen. And this doesn't mean the insurance policy is a scam or they scamming you. You just don't know what you're getting. It means you need to buy coverage like an adult. You need to match the policy to the risk you actually care about. Not the ones that sounds most complete or complex or all bundled up. Especially when it comes to trip cancellation. That sounds so good on the surface. Oh man, I don't want to go. I'm going to cancel my trip. If something happens, I'm going to get my money back. But there's a phrase that they bury deep down in every policy that matters more than anything else. Your covered reasons. See, most policies only reimburse cancellations for specific documented situations. A serious illness, a serious injury. You had a death in the family. Certain disasters, but they usually don't cover the reason that most people want to cancel their trip. Look, I just got busy. My friend, she's not coming with me. She backed out. I'm just exhausted. Or the one that always goes, I just changed my mind. Those are normal reasons, and they're usually not covered. So the real question isn't, will something go wrong? The real question is, if I had to cancel for a normal life reason, would the policy protect me? And most of the time, the answer is no, unless you intentionally bought flexibility. And if you want real flexibility, the policy you're looking for is called Cancel for Any Reason, or CFAR. That's the coverage many people assume they already bought, but you didn't. CFAR allows you to cancel for any reason outside of the normal list, but it ain't magic. It usually only reimburses a percentage of your cost trip. And it has some strict rules. Don't get it twisted. You normally must buy it shortly after your first deposit. You can't be waiting until about to go on the trip and buy it. And you must cancel within certain time windows. And you typically only receive partial reimbursement. You ain't getting all your money back. Don't think about it like that. So CFAR isn't a free cancellation. It's a paid hedge. It's useful when the real risk isn't the airline. It's your own uncertainty, health questions, unpredictable schedules, family situations. In those cases, CFAR can make sense. But again, it only makes sense if the risk actually exists. Here's the rule that simplifies the entire conversation. Let's sum this up. Self-insure the small stuff. Insure the catastrophic stuff. That means if you can pay for it, you pay for it. But those catastrophic things, get insurance. If the worst case cost is something you could absorb with normal savings, you probably don't even need insurance. But if the worst case cost would force you into debt, drain your emergency savings, make you bankrupt, or create serious financial stress, that is when insurance becomes valuable. I don't buy insurance on every trip. I buy it when the risk is catastrophic or when the trip is truly non-refundable. Because insurance isn't about being perfectly safe. It's about being honest. If losing money would be manageable, I keep the risk. Now, if losing money would impact my life, transfer the risk to somebody else. Let them handle it. So before buying travel insurance, ask yourself that simple question. Thank you for watching Flight Risk. This is real travel decisions, no hype, just clarity. Make sure you subscribe for some honest travel strategy, some realistic budgeting, and smarter ways to see the world without pretending you're rich. Until next time. Watch this video right here or right here. Save some money.